extremely uncomfortable, and not knowing if I will be hurt, humiliated, or winning the ultimate prize is unbearable for me. It's very hard to deal with, but it's the price that you have to pay if you want to achieve freedom. Like for me, I first started doing it because I had a certain natural talent, I would say. You know, if I would be born with an handicap, I wouldn't probably not be able to do what I did. So I was a gifted athlete, and I also work really hard, but I consider myself extremely lucky. The stars were all aligned because there was guys that I've met through my journey that were probably more talented than I was. There's guys that I met that probably worked harder than I did. But I think what made the difference is the fact that I met the right people at the right time. Sometimes life gave me certain opportunity that I did not shy away. I was always willing to get out of my comfort zone in order to improve, which is not the case from a lot of athletes. And not only athletes, like entrepreneur, humans. For all of us, it's hard to get out of our comfort zone, but sometimes it's necessary. It's a necessary evil in order to improve.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think like what you said, like, because you can control how hard you work. You can control, those are a lot of control factors.
Yes.
But that's a risk when you get out there and you get on the fight day.
Yeah.
Some of it's out of your control.
I remember.
Did it feel like that? Is that what it felt like, kind of?
It's always a question of risk and reward. You know, it's calculated risk. I remember if I go back more than like almost 30 years ago, I couldn't really speak English very well. I learned it at school, but I grew up in a French environment, so my English was really bad.
It's hard.
Yeah, and the first time I remember I was already a black belt in karate, and I wanted to go to the Gracie Academy in New York because that's where the best jiu-jitsu athletes were training at the time. So I knew that I needed to go there in order to train with the best, to learn from the best. So at that time, I'm about like 16, 17 years old, and I'm planning to go there with two of my friends, that are professional athletes at the time. And only one of them speak perfect English.
so he's the
yeah, and it was not like it is today. There were not like ways, so you had to go on MapQuest, and it was a pain in the butt to find your way. So I'm driving. I got a shitty Ford Tempo with a hole in I remember where I used to put the brake pedal, so people used to make fun of me. It was like the Flintstone, you know. I could almost put my foot on the floor, you know. So the plan was to go in New York to go there, and we share the hotel together. So we save money, and we share the gas and everything. But the day before the trip, one of them called me, and it's the one that speak English. He's like, "Hey George, I cannot make it." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And I'm talking to the other one who's supposed to come with me. He's like, "Oh, if he's not going, I'm not going either." I'm like, "Man," but you know what? I said to myself, I said, "F it, I'm going by myself, and that's it." So I went there, and I remember, man, I got my ass whooped by a guy who weighs maybe 30 pounds lighter than me.
Wow.
I got tapped out, like in jiu-jitsu, when you're stuck in an armbar or a choke, you have to tap.
Yeah.
Otherwise your arm break or you get choked out. So, and I remember at the time, I was like, man, I was getting mauled. I was a black belt in karate. I was a good striker, but in grappling, I didn't have a lot of knowledge. And I knew I needed to learn it in order to become a mixed martial art fighter. But man, I got beat up so bad. And I remember driving back, I was that close to give up. And I told myself, say, you know what? I need to go back out there and learn. And every time I was going back there, it was tough for me because guys, a lot of them were trying to bully me. A few of them were very nice to me, but it was a constant grind. And I remember the two guys that were supposed to come with me, they asked me, "Hey, how was it?" I'm like, "Man, I got my ass kicked so bad." Man, then